Hi there. Just meditating outside in the sun, which is my favorite. And as any good meditation does, it sent me off with an idea. So the reading is going to be a message from your passed on loved one. Before I get into the reading, I want to talk a little bit about why I'm doing this and things like that. There's two readings I want to do, and one is a message from your passed on parent. And I really want to gear that one towards children, so that's obviously a very delicate thing. And at the same time, when I agreed to do that reading, a lot of other souls stood up and said, well, I would like a message from my loved one, who's not necessarily my child. And to be honest, I've known that I have the capability to perform mediumship between souls that have passed on from this realm and those that are here in this realm. But for some time that's not been my priority. It's just not what I feel like I really wanted to do. Not that I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think it's important, and I see the value in it. I see how much it helps people. I think it was just more responsibility than I was ready to take on. And when I knew I could do it, I told the souls that were trying to get my attention in that way to please wait until I was ready. And they formed a line. And I knew that, and I knew who was at the front of the line. And to them it didn't matter, you know, how long that takes for me, because they're not in time the way I am, you know. So to them, this is all happening simultaneously. Like, the moment I asked them to wait and this moment are like, you know, the same time to them. This is all the possibilities that they're experiencing, right? So, you know, it's not like I've been making them suffer to wait, you know. There are some that really do want messages to their loved ones. The first time that I channeled somebody's passed on loved one, I didn't do it consensually, to my 3D awareness anyway. Probably my soul agreed to it. I know that I have enough guides, angels, and ancestors around me that wouldn't have allowed it to happen to me if it wasn't meant to happen, but sure did get my attention. And what had happened was, my sister had gone on vacation. A friend of hers drove her to the airport. I was to pick up her car from him after he dropped her off at the airport. So I go, he picks me up. We're driving back to drop him off. I believe I had my sister's daughter with me. Yeah. So I start talking. It's also my friend, you know, but we hadn't been as close as she and he. And I start talking to him, and we get into these very spiritual topics. He happens to have dropped his usual habit of drinking heavily daily during that time. He was really loving himself. You know, someone who's quit an addiction is in the process of actively loving themselves. And I was in the process of actively loving myself through my spiritual journey. So we were a match this way. So we end up having this very high vibrational conversation where we're just kind of very much understanding each other and feeding into each other's thoughts and understandings about everything that we're sharing with each other. Very beautiful, and a conversation like that serves as a ladder, you know, to bring your vibration up. Very, very powerful. And so by the time we get to his house, the conversation's going so well, I would want to continue it, you know. He invites me to do so. We continue talking. Then I feel an energy enter my body that is not me. I knew it wasn't me. It felt like a foreign thing entered me. I could feel the entry. I immediately started crying because I felt scared. I felt like I wasn't myself. I felt like, what is happening to me? Because there was this very strong force trying to make me talk. And I did not love it at all. So I'm crying, and I'm like, this has never happened to me before, and I'm barely spitting out the words, but it's making me say them. And I'm like, your mother wants you to know everything that we talked about today. And then I felt the energy leave. Now, from what I know, for a soul that's passed on to come down to the layer of density where I was probably very difficult for that soul. You know, that's why they left as soon as the message came out. As soon as this man's mother was able to give him the message that it was her, that she was there, that she was trying to speak to him through me, as soon as she made me say that to him so that he would acknowledge that he wasn't alone, that she was still with him, that she was with him every freaking step of the way, and proud of him for the choices that he had been making, then she went. And I was freaked out. I was ready to leave then. I didn't want to continue the conversation anymore. Everything that I looked at the rest of that day was so beautiful, so vibrant and bright. The tone of the leaves was more beautiful than I had ever seen. There was just playfulness around me, and the nature and the chipmunks. But it was very difficult to process what had happened to me. And there I was with my niece and trying to hold myself together as the parental figure of my niece at this time. And, yeah. I stayed away from him for like 6 months or more after. Maybe more. Maybe a year or more. Because, you know, I was like, what the hell? Like, that did not feel good. But before I did go visit him again, I negotiated with her, his mother's soul, and told her, like I will pass a message for you, but I will not consent to you entering my body ever again. And no soul shall enter my body without my consent, you know? And I do not consent. The next time I consent, it will probably be for those acts that lead towards procreation, you know? With one soul that I'm incarnated on the 3D with. So that was very like traumatizing, difficult, and like jarring, and I had a lot to go through to come to terms with that, you know? There was another time before that, at least this had happened before that. I fell out of my body one time. My whole like consciousness and perspective fell at the back of my body, and then I saw myself from the outside in sepia tones. Everything was in sepia tone. And I was me, but I was looking down at my body in a sepia tone from an angle. And I was just like, wow. And I looked around the room and I was like, this must be what they're talking about. And what I meant was the people who were talking about astral travel or out-of-body experiences. And then I was right back at my body. And same thing had happened. Everything was beautiful and bright. I grabbed my journal and started writing in it. Later, when I read what I wrote, one of the things I had written was, even this blue ink is so gorgeous, I'm writing. You know, later I read it, it's a black ink. And I had, immediately after that experience, I had seen it as you know, the tones of blue that made it up, you know. So there's something, you know, there's definitely something about perspective in the one you have. They're all unique, but they can be even multi-dimensional within the experience that you're having, right? Like if I have a part of me that wanted to show me that part of me is there. That's just there, you know, and that I know now that was one of my guides. And he was a masculine guide, and he was kind of firm, stern. You know, there wasn't a lot of nurturance or anything around the whole topic. It was just like, do you want to see this? I said yes. He showed me, and then back into my body, no answers, no nothing, like, because I didn't have the space yet to have my guides give me answers, so they were just giving me experiences that would cause me to seek answers. That's what they did. And so I've kind of, you know, shied away from passing along messages from the dead because, I don't know, I guess for the same reason I kind of didn't pay attention to the fact that my dad's there most of the time. Because it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. That's all, you know? So before I do my reading, which will be focused towards children who have been orphaned, or adults who had been orphaned as children even, I'm going to do a general reading for a message from your passed on loved one. So I don't know what this will be like. This is my first one. I'm literally like hitting record, telling you my experience so far, which is, you know, pretty slim. I did connect with my friend's passed on child, and he was able to give me some clear messages about her, to confirm to her that he was there, you know, watching. And then it did become overwhelming, you know. I did shy away and take a break and ask him to just step back until I was ready. And that was more than a year ago now. Or at least 8 months ago, at least. So, yeah. So we're just gonna give it a try. Okay? And it's general also, so, you know, I may have more than one. I'm just gonna try to get a few different in each reading, you know. So let yourself be guided towards the reading that is drawing to you. You know, maybe more than one will apply to you if you had messages from more than one loved one. But again, it's going to be up to how it feels in you. You know, is there a resonance in you that said that's true? So I'm going to use my watercolor oracle as the choices. And we're going to do this is number 1. This is number 2. This is number 3. 1, 2, 3. So use your own intuition to decide which piles have a message for you. And we are going to begin with pile number 1. The first thing we get is Just the Way You Are. It's a song by Billy Joel. And if you know the words, it's I love you just the way you are. Your passed on loved one wants you to know that you are loved just the way you are. Just you know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. The Doors, light my fire. I will go for one more song on this one. I was like asking, is these two different people? Yeah, those are two different people. Okay, those messages are from two different people. From two different people, okay? I came across a card that was already flipped over, but I just checked that wasn't the one. Oh. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. James Blunt. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. Lover is also a Gemini, and it's saying goodbye, my friend, too. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. So hollow. So hollow. So this person's longing and missing you. Or maybe knowing that you feel that way. You know that it would be untrue. You know that it would be untrue if I was to say it to you. I feel like the Light My Fire was someone who did drugs. They did drugs together. The Goodbye My Lover is obviously a lover or friend, very close on that. And then Just the Way You Are. It feels like a feminine, and it's just like I want to comfort you. It's very soft energy, like it could even be a man or a masculine, but like a grandparent or something like that, like someone who just feels like you're okay. So Just the Way You Are. Can we get a significant photo that will help this person with a memory? So perhaps this person used jars, reused jars, collected jars, did canning. Left behind a pet. See, this brick wall can be significant. Can we get a card for Light My Fire? Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. that it would be true. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. It's a hallway, stairs. Stairway to Heaven comes to mind. Maybe this is a song that was sung together. But maybe there was like an apartment building. Maybe you ate spicy food together. I feel like I need another card for that one, okay? Something else is here. There's like a road trip or a decision to be made. What's that song that's coming to mind? Something about which way to go. There's only one out that door. Oh, I don't know the song quite. Walking out that door or something like that. But look at this also. This person's coming back. They will walk the earth again. They may already be growing. Gestating. You know, not the same exact version of them, but one with a similar footprint. Who will make different choices. Yeah. Wow. Okay, goodbye, my lover. Can we have some photos? Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. So hollow. The song says so hollow, and like rabbits kind of live in a hollow. Rabbits are nurturing, or kind of like soft. They remind me of nurturing and being nurtured. It's like this rabbit's searching for something. This is on the back. See how this landscape kind of looks like an arrow? We said the rabbit was searching. Find the higher meaning. Find the higher meaning. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. Somebody wants you to know that you are very important to them. That song again. There's only one way out that door. The song will come probably after the reading's over, right? So there was no other way. Look, we just got another arrow. We just had this looking like an arrow, and then we had this arrow. They're trying to let you know there was no other way that it could have gone. They did this. This happened so someone could have their good fortune. Like rabbits are lucky. Rabbit's foot's lucky. We've got coins here. It's like a direction that you are now searching for, that you will go in because of this situation. it was like the direction you were always gonna go in. Look at these lanterns. Lanterns might be significant to you, but it's like lighting the way. This passed on loved one wants to light the way for you. Look for the signs. There'll be there will always be signs for you. There will always be signs. Rabbits are signs. Flowers are signs. This person loved to give you flowers. And they are continuing to stay with you and give you signs. And the way that you're headed, and it's the only way you could go. That was the way you were meant to go. I love you just the way you are. Okay. Just want to see if there's anything more for I love you just the way you are, which could actually be tied into that last pile too. To both. Okay, to both, yeah. Yeah, there's some wounding pattern that you have been experiencing that, and whoever this is for, just take that, okay? If it resonates for someone else, to take that. But the wounding pattern that you're in, it's like you may feel like it's wrong or something, but it's like, I love you just the way you are, wounds and all, hurts and all, pains and all. It's just like a grandparent or something. Wanting you to know and feel unconditional love, and telling you that to show your beautiful self to the world. Venus MC, midheaven, it's where the world sees you. Your beauty and your love, including the wounds that you've been through. You know? It's like, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Yeah, this person always encouraged you to express yourself creatively when you were a child, I think. But oh, there's also romance in there. There could be someone who wanted you to have that same sort of message for romantic reasons. We're being shown the 5th house. You did have some sort of relationship with this person. Yeah. Definitely like creative endeavors. Maybe you were sparked into something creative, some sort of creative expression through your dealings with this. One more picture for just the way you are, please. I mean, is it like a sea anemone? Is it a firework? Is it a flower? It must be a firework. It must be could be a flower. I mean, what is it, right? Oh wow. So we had this is the card that we had, the canning, and now we've got this. I think this person's stocked up. It's like a dry cellar or something, right? It's like, yeah, this person was kind of old school. Self-sufficient, kind of. and got creative about it, did what they knew and felt, and inspired you in some way, creatively. Okay? Okay, anything for the Light My Fire group? The ones that resonated with the Light My Fire. Watch out for people lying to you and trying to take from you. Watch out for lying to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Leave excessive pride, especially about your children, behind. Excessive pride. Honor above pride. The pride and the lying situations, whether it's to yourself or another, are causing a lot of drama. Come on, baby, light my fire. You may have these like urges to keep all this excitement going or to avoid it. Try to set the night on fire. You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Girl, we couldn't get much higher. You're anchored into a spot that's keeping you very low vibration. It has to do with drama over children and pride over children, or about what your parent expected of you, something like that. There's a lie to yourself usually. It's about what you're capable of. Like maybe you're stuck feeling victimized by something situation. It could be this situation. And you may be trying to escape pain by continuing to use drugs. And there's just some grief that really needs to be handled. There's grief, great grief, that will need to be accepted and loved in you. And it's just time to do it. And it will be easy to do now that you've seen the light, like now that you've been given this message from your friend. I think that you will just unfold it. You will allow it. I think that you will allow it. I think they really wanted you to know that's okay to feel it. That you don't have to keep running away from it. See, these stairs are trying to get higher. Girl, we couldn't get much higher. But we can get higher. We're lying to ourselves if we think that's the cap. We're lying to ourselves if we think that's the only staircase there was to traverse. You know? There's another way to go. There's a fresh life to be had. This is talking about not having overabundance of pride in children. You know? Honoring children, not having pride in them. So if we have pride in a child, we're expecting of them, we are gaining something from their accomplishments that's not ours. If we honor a child, we are honoring that this is a sovereign being, a creator on this earth, who came here to experience their own thing. Yeah. You're gonna do fine. It does show me that, you know, you can reach this harmonic of a trine, which the third harmonic, it's just where things just ease into place. So it's going to be a step-by-step process. Maybe you're just like being illuminated, and now you're just like, you won't be able to unsee it. You won't be able to forget that this loved one is with you. They're going to keep giving you signs too, and probably in the form of choices. Your signs are probably going to be in the form of choices. Which way did you want to go? They're going to keep with you and remind you, okay? Alright, and How about our people who resonate most with the goodbye, my lover? Treasure every moment that you have now. Um, things that aren't working out, things that like feel like you can't get there. There is a solution. Know that. And love yourself. Narcissus, what did he do? He loved himself. Earth. You know, while you're on Earth, love yourself. That's a tribute to this person. Love yourself. Even when it's hard. Wow. It was quite an honor. I really feel honored to have done this. I really liked doing it this way. I like doing it with the cards because I feel safe, you know, I feel like my boundaries are safe. And I can feel them still, you know, they're still, my guides facilitate the help with the correct cards coming out, and then, you know, facilitate the messages that are coming through, and I really like that method, so that's what we're doing. So thank you for participating, and any feedback would be appreciated. You know, is this resonating with you? Let me know if you want to. Okay, now we're gonna go with number 2. Hi, number 2. The way we did the last pile was to start out with songs, and I really liked that, so let's see, are we going to do that this time? No, we're not. Okay. Yeah, they flashed me which deck I need to use, so I just need to grab it. I've got all my, well, not all of them, I've got 2 of these things full of decks and a bunch of other stuff. So let me just grab this deck that they showed me in my mind's eye. Here it is, here it is. Alright, so pick 2, your passed on loved one. How do you know this passed on loved one? How did you know this passed on loved one? It was your daughter or you were their mother. There could be both scenarios going on. This could be a general reading that includes more than one person. Like a daughter to you. Yeah. They were just very happy to be recognized as that. Because they knew that would let you know that that was them. And there's a lot of love here. A lot of mystery. Yeah. Okay. Anything else, Spirit? You may have spent time with this person in nature, or they're wanting to connect with you in nature. Yes, in nature, we are away from the technology and everything that Like, even our appliances in our home really vibrate at a low level. Like, the refrigerator is the most lowest vibrating appliance there is, and they kind of bring things down. I used to unplug everything in my house at night and shut the breaker box off. Rather, it depends on two different houses. I did two different things. Anyway, the point is, I would shut this stuff off while I was sleeping. And so in nature is where you can connect directly with your passed on loved one. And I feel like this person was a real individual, or that this was a thing that you guys discussed. That this was a thing that you guys related on, I think. There's a lot of acceptance. A moon child comes to mind. Maybe you talk to this person at night. Maybe you talk to this person through the moon. Like, moon is mother. This person thought of you that way as a mother figure for sure. Looked up to you. This person looked up to you. This person liked studying and learning. This person had, it seemed like they had big dreams when they left. They're an angel now. Look at the wings. Something about walking in someone's shoes. You're not meant to walk in anyone's shoes. Your true self is awesome. Like, look, there's more wings here. I mean, obviously these are fairy cards or whatever, I think. Even the daughter has wings. Playful places. Playful. When you're playful, when you're free, when you're not stuck in your mind, when you're receiving, because when you're in nature, you're feeling relaxed, safe, there's no technology, there's nothing distracting you, you're alone. But you're not alone. This loved one is with you and would like to connect with you directly, and reassures you that is possible, that is happening, that has happened. Okay. So can we get some photos? You knew how to push this person's buttons, or they know how to push your buttons? There's a lot of people watching this person, like the beauty, or will be watching you as you express your beauty, your unique individuality. All you have to do when you're in nature is just be, just look, just. It can be in moments when other people are around or not. Sometimes messages will come through other people. Just got that. Here I am, a people. This was the button card. So if that means anything to you further than what I've just said, you can take that. But also this. Maybe this person traveled, gathered. Okay, anything else? There was a ceremony, a graduation, a wedding. This person attended. This looks like more of a wedding, but I got graduation too. This person, either that happened before they died, or this is something they've attended or will attend. What's apples? Apple picking, making apple pies. Just look at this abundance. Like the apples are almost going to overflow from the basket. Like that saying, apples in a cart. What's that? Don't put your eggs all in one basket. Maybe those are like things that this person said, or don't knock over the apple cart. Maybe this person was like the person who didn't want to knock over the apple cart, but now they're saying like, don't do that. Just be you. Like, you know, don't let yourself be contained in the way they did, maybe. Be flexible. When you're ready, compress and spring forth. There are old journals or writings. Or maybe you write to this person and they know and they cherish. Or maybe there's some type of old newspaper articles, clippings, writings, something like that having to do with this person. And here's the spring, and I don't even know what this is. I can just see that it's some sort of compression and spring, so it's like a contained bounce in a way, right? A contained bounce. And we don't want to contain our bounce. Yeah. No need to contain the bounce, I think, is kind of the message. So when you need to get that spring in your step, you go visit them in nature. They'll remind you who you are. They will remind you that you are free. Yeah, like unburden yourself with them as needed. Okay, and yeah, I feel like even for one person, this could be two people that were different roles in their life, telling them things, both. I feel like that. But this is pertaining to more than one person, I know that. Yeah, more love yourself is the message. More love yourself. It's time to be devoted to you. It's time to be devoted, even when it's difficult, even when it seems like nothing is allowing for that, even when it seems like there's something that has to be overcome before you can love yourself. It's worth it to devote yourself to that. It's worth it. And conjunct just means a difficult thing, and Narcissus, of course, loved himself. And stop beating yourself up. Nessus is an abusive energy, and Mars is the masculine drive and the will and the force. And I just get the sense that it's like beating yourself up. So please stop beating yourself up. Your loved one would like you to. Please stop beating yourself up. Please stop getting lost in your thoughts. Like, whatever's true, the opposite is also true. So you know, look at it from another angle. That thing that's difficult that you can't seem to overcome in order to love yourself the way you want to or need to. It's because you're stuck in a cycle of abusing yourself in a certain way. And so your loved one just wants you, you know, knows that you will figure that out and that you will be released from that, but not in an uncontrolled way. The more time you spend in nature. The Bill Withers song, Ain't No Sunshine. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. And then you got Eye of the Tiger. I mean, you know, it's Rocky's song. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the night, rising up to the challenge of our rival. Rising up to the challenge to restore this girl, that there's no sunshine when she's gone. So come back to yourself. Baby, come back. We can make it all. And then we got I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles. And since we're talking about loving ourselves, it's like, don't let anyone love you that loves you any less than that. So you gotta be willing to do that for yourself too, right? Willing to walk 500 miles. Go for some hikes. Maybe you've been avoiding some of the things that you did together with this person. Okay. So maybe not all of that resonated for you completely, but hopefully there were enough pieces to bring you comfort. Okay. So I hope it was helpful. And I'm going to leave that reading there. And we'll do more of these in the future, okay? So it's not so bad, you know. I don't mind having a little outburst of emotion on your behalf. Okay, it's a pleasure, thank you. Okay, now we're gonna go with number 3. Number 3. Okay. Just trying to shift myself here. Pick number 3's Passed On Loved Ones. Can we get a song for the essence? Oh, I see. They want me to use another deck. Maybe it's someone you had a fight with, or like it was a boyfriend, or I got X's and O's and heartless. Someone that you knew as a heartbreaker or who had a broken heart. And I'm gonna someone who was very desired by you or their exes. Someone who never had a chance to open their heart, I think. Who was very, maybe surfacey, who kind of kept on a surface level of like telling a story like oh, they want me, or like, oh, I'm great, or whatever it was, but there was like a much more depth below that. You knew, like, you knew why. You knew that this person was hurt. This person was a provider. They were very generous, perhaps wealthy. Wealthy and could be in different ways. They provided you and others with comfort, gifts. So maybe their heart was a little bit closed, and it was surfacey on that level, but they were very, like, their love language was like gifts. They were generous. They wanted to give and provide. This person was very abundant. I think a lot of money, maybe had a windfall at some time, maybe like won the lottery, seemed to be able to manifest things as they wanted, like just seemed to flow through despite this situation with the heart. And maybe, but was very, maybe not organized. Didn't seem to really like have a direction, or like their whole thing was just about that abundance and about the comfort and wealth and all that. It didn't seem like there was a lot of structure or order or purpose, or like standing tall for a cause, or there was nothing that was like, I think they got their heart broken. And yeah, I think your loved one got their heart broken and it affected them in their life. They're showing this to you for a reason. Maybe you felt like this was your partner in crime. Two of a kind, me and you, a couple too. Yeah. I think that you were perhaps partnered with this person at one time. And I don't think you broke their heart. I think something else had broken their heart first, you know. Okay, can you tell us more about Pick 3's loved one through these pictures? Okay, we got the waterfall. I think this person's soul likes to spend time near waterfalls now, because the flow of emotion that wasn't happening within them during their lifetime maybe happens much more easily there as their soul is cleansed. We've got this horse-drawn carriages. There's 2 horses with each, like maybe horses are relevant. The carriage ride itself. Just like, see how they're all empty? Maybe it was like an unfulfilled wish, an unfulfilled fairy tale kind of lifestyle that you had wanted with this person but never got. They're recognizing it. Maybe you wanted the vacation and to enjoy things like that. It was like their feelings and those type of things were fossilized. And like they didn't really let you in very deep because it would crumble. And it may have felt like you were up against a big wall of work to do, of things to unpack, of things that you couldn't, you didn't know exactly what you were getting into at any given time, right? Maybe this person had a lot of triggers and you would just like stumble upon something that would shut them down and make them hurt, but they would make it up to you by gifts, being generous, giving, buying you stuff, making you comfortable, you know, providing for you in ways, so they loved you in their own way, you know. in their way. You got the Pegasus here, with the baby Pegasus. Obviously this is in like some porcelain or thrift shop or something. You guys may have enjoyed that kind of thing, like thrift shopping, or you may have been a fan. Oh, this is a unicorn also. A unicorn Pegasus. This is like a once in a lifetime kind of person, and the kind of bond that you had was once in a lifetime. They're still with you. See this? They're like the big unicorn looking down at you. You know, they're still there. See how the wing is like almost shielding the young one, the baby one. Well, it's like this loved one is looking over you, and they're not suffering, and they're not closed-hearted. Like, see, they're still being generous. They're still giving. They're giving their attention. Their shield, their shelter, you know, and you just love this person. You just adore this person, right? You did, huh? But while they were incarnated, it may have been hard to like get a lot of reaction out of them. Maybe their coping mechanism didn't allow them to budge on things, so they didn't show you a lot of emotion. You know? Yeah, I feel like they feel something about that, like not, you know, they... Look at all these scrub brushes. They put on the shiny face. They put on the polished look. They wore the good clothes. They drove the good car. They played the part that needed to be played, that looked squeaky clean. Really, they felt like this. They had lost a part of themselves, like their direction. They lost their direction at some point in childhood. The broken heart came from childhood, okay? There's a piece of themselves still there in some sort of situation. That's why they couldn't give themselves to you fully. It wasn't that they didn't want to. They didn't know how. Wow. Well, I'm just going to take this one, which is 2. There may have been like a potluck or something. You guys might have liked to cook together or gather for barbecues. May have been like a condo or some sort of like this kind of building. See that wall? And we've got this. You may have gone on trips together. And you felt as thick as thieves, right? You felt like you were just enmeshed until you came up to the wall, right? To a degree you were enmeshed until you came up to the wall. Alright, Spirit. Well, this person is always paying attention to you, always watching now, always got their ear to the wall, you know, just like paying attention, making sure. And they're free from that cage that they felt like they were in. See, this bird does not look happy in that cage. They're not caged anymore. They're free. They're free to flow with all those emotions and whatever. So is there any advice for Pile 3's loved one? To know that in about a week's time there may be some sort of opposition or some sort of different way that you see things, like the opposite of what it used to be. And the purpose of seeing it from the other side is to clean something up. Something needs to be cleaned up, and the way it's going to happen is by either seeing the opposite side of it or having a little bit of opposition. You'll feel it coming, right? You'll feel it coming, and then you'll process it after it's gone. But the thing about it is, we've got the 17th harmonic here, which is when you're feeling other people's stuff. How you think you feel about something certain, it may be this person, it may have something to do with this person's situation. It's not really how you feel, it's how you've absorbed the feelings of another or something like that. You've absorbed or taken on the feeling or stance or thought of someone else about something. And that is causing disturbance and opposition within yourself. And within a week here, you're going to be cleansing that. That's going to come to your awareness. And you're going to realize that, oh, I don't really feel that way. Like, I don't feel that way anymore. You may not realize it was somebody else's stuff altogether, but... Any more about this? Yeah, you're going to wake up in the morning just feeling a whole new way, seeing something differently. And no longer feel like you're being abused. Or no longer abusing yourself. No longer putting up with something certain that you've been putting up with. Sunrise, sunrise, felt like morning in your eyes. Yeah, this person's watching over you, so whatever your situation you're dealing with that is making you feel overwhelmed and abused, like, they can see that you are going to resolve this. And it's going to happen in about a week, because that's going to be when the energy will be lined up for you to do it. So it's nothing you have to worry about or think about. This is just like a seed, right? Don't keep checking on your seed when it's planted. When the seed is about to, you know, sprout, and then you see a sprout, and you go, and then you can go, oh yeah, I planted a seed, you know, oh, that's the seed. Don't dig up your seed, don't keep checking on it, don't try to investigate it out, you know, because I've done that personally, and I can tell you that that messes with energy. But you're closing out a cycle that seems like that seems very passionate. But you've kind of outgrown it. And it might have to do with how you express yourself about love, how you handle chaos and discord, and what you let yourself be tantalized by. Are you letting your emotions be played with? Are you playing your own emotions? Is it somebody else's emotion of tantalizing that you're experiencing? Like, do you want something that it's not even you that really wants it? Like, is it someone around you who's been breaking your boundary, or that you've allowed to break your boundary? You're ending a cycle, something around that. See, this person was kind of involved in that because they were the same kind of pattern, where you weren't quite being honored in the emotional realm. I mean, this is very serious, and I guess your loved one just wants you to be free, you know? They want you to be free. That's why they're planting the seed for you. They're, yeah, because you can't see it. 12th house is things that we don't see. It's our hidden enemies and spirituality and that realm of the unknown. So it's something much bigger than you could fathom. That's why it's very important that you don't go try digging for it, because you could get lost in that. The simple fact is, this loved one just wants you to know that this cycle that you're in about not having your emotional needs met and feeling enticed into places that maybe aren't good for you, that seem abusive, and it's an abusive cycle either to yourself or to another towards you, that you will be cleaning it up. Yeah. You know, because you can access that 17th harmonic of empathy and absorb other people's empathy, what I'm being asked to do is give you the vibration of strength and knowing. When I said that on the timer, this was at 011111, right when I said that, okay? Now you'll want to get into the receiving mode. When I get into the receiving mode, well, when I used to have to train myself into it when I had no practice, I would imagine that I was a big fruit tree with a water wheel coming towards me, like just watering me. And I got the water wheel idea from Fiona Haven years ago. I haven't been following her recently, but she used to report about the twin flame journey, and she gave that tip about pretending a water wheel's coming on you. I added in that I was a tree because I didn't want to be drowned, probably because of Atlantean times. But yeah, I imagine I'm a tree, a giving tree, a fruit tree, because I think giving and receiving is important. So I know that there's still stuff that I can give, which is my fruit, as I receive, you know, and receiving is as important as giving. And as you get into this vibration of receiving right now, or this, make yourself a receptive container, I'm going to send you a piece of the vibration of my strength and power. Not that you will take mine, but that you will feel and remember what that feels like. Okay? And then you will feel the difference. Okay? And then you will know where you're headed. And you will recognize that you're already there sometimes. You know? Okay? And if you don't feel anything, if you can't feel it, that's okay. You know? Maybe you'll just come into a situation like, say, at the convenience store, and you'll stick up for yourself in a way that you hadn't before. Or, you know, something will happen to show you and point out to you that, yeah, you do have strength and power, okay? Now, I'm not going to let you connect back into me and stay as a siphon, so I'm going to cut the cord afterwards. If you feel the energy go away afterwards, it just means that it was just a taste I was giving you, okay? That's what we're doing here, because I can't fortify another person's power and strength. It's just not on. Okay, so here we go. You'll be in receiving mode. I'm going to be in the sending mode. Ooh, I get to be in my masculine energy. Oh, whew. It's making me dizzy to feel your energy. Yeah. Alright, it's okay. You can clean this up. It's just, you know, it can't be comfortable for you, I'm sure, you know. you're going to get out of this. You are. You really are. You know that you've tasted that power, strength, and freedom. I know you have. I mean, before I showed you, before I reminded you what that feels like, you know? I know you have. Okay? So, ready? I'm going to cut the cord now. Whew. Okay. So I've regained my own sovereignty and you have regained yours. Okay? You can remember that feeling, that strength, that knowing that you've got this, and that you're just going to take control. And it just involves loving yourself, allowing your emotions, loving them as they come up, having empathy for yourself, recognizing when things are just tantalizing you. You know? Okay? Yeah, a lot's going to shift for you in this coming week. And your loved one wants you to know they're there with you. They're there with you in a way that they could have never been there with you when they were here. Okay? Aw. Well, I thought this was going to be a short reading, but there we go. We did it, and we will do it again, so I'll see you then. Thank you for being here. Thank you, guides, angels, spirits, ancestors, loved ones,